now watching the Loxs Gambling Podcast. Let's play, baby.
Hey, 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 hey,
Hey,
hey, hey, hey. Okay.
hey,
Hey. All right.
hey.
Welcome everybody to the Loxs Gambling Podcast. I am your gracious, loving, degenerate HOK. I'm with my man, Mr. Research himself, Buffalo's finest college basketball expert. Day KP. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Like, what's going on?
It's just another day, man. It's another day hoping that people do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah. The last 4 yards mixing. Last 4 yards. Mixing, right? Yeah, 4 yards mixing last night.
Alvin Kamara couldn't get to, what was it?
Yeah, Alvin 5 yards, needed 5 yards.
DeAndre Swift
needed 1 yard. Justin Jefferson needed 16 yards. Close calls on a lot of them. It just even one of them. I mean, still had a good day yesterday. You know, we won, not on the plays that I posted to the page. I'm sorry, but you know, I put in a couple extra ones and I hit on a few of them. So yay me. Not too good for y'all. I understand that, but we are going to try and change that tonight. So we all eat, but at least I hope some of y'all mix and match maybe some of the parlays that we had, you know, Kev. Hopefully y'all took a couple pieces and it helped y'all out. If it did, let me know. Send me some tickets. I would love to see y'all wins. I might can learn a little something too. What we got today, Kev? Monday Night Football, college basketball, NBA, everything?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's just, I feel like, one, we don't have all the information for this Monday Night Football game. So I'm like, I feel like it's just tough right now because we don't have all of that. And it's a high enough point total in the game, but for whatever reason, it doesn't feel like there are a lot of things to choose from because stupid things happen.
Well, stupid things happen, but stupid things happen every fucking day. It could be the best game in the world, and
they do, but I feel like I just feel like something real stupid is gonna happen tonight. Like something real stupid.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I plant my research around stupid things kind of happening. I tried to stay towards the bets that no matter who's playing, these things still tend to happen more than not. So, I think what we got here tonight is going to be somewhat valuable because I think these things will happen no matter if Tyreek is playing or not. Don't know where the Waddle props are. I don't know if they popped back up, but I haven't seen any Waddle props on FanDuel, but I don't see any injury designation as well or anything that why he might not play. So maybe the book's just playing with his lines. They might have forgot about him. Wrong button. But we'll see. We'll see when that pops up. But I don't have any Waddle anyway. But let's get right into it. Let's start with Monday Night Football. We have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Los Angeles Rams. What a game. What a game. It's a great game only because, you know, Miami's back. Well, we'll see about Reek. Obviously, we're waiting on that news. If you don't know what we're talking about, Tyreek Hill, wrist injury. He is questionable tonight. There has been no final decision. I think he's not going to play. He didn't practice on Friday. That's not a good sign. I don't know what happened over the weekend. But I personally think he's going to be out tonight. So I kind of planned around that, but without being too overzealous. Kev, you think he's going to play?
I think that he does. I think that he's popped up on the injury report numerous times, and I just feel like he's going to play. I haven't seen anything. I feel like typically by now I see something that pops up saying this person's questionable, but they're expected to play, they're unlikely to play. I haven't seen anything like that, and I feel like that usually will come up I feel like that would come out by now if they were expecting him not to play. Then again, this is just me positing on the situation from what we typically would see on a week-to-week basis. So I think that he's going to be in, but yeah, I'm waiting for official news.
Okay. Well, either way, we are, like I said, we are waiting for that. But we have a. You got the lines in front of you? Never mind, I can get them.
I can. What are we looking for?
Just the game lines. I just want to see if they changed or not, but I can just give me 1 second here. I have it. Excuse me. Rams sitting at -2.5, -148 on the money line. Dolphins +2.5, 48.5 is the total. I'm going to jump right in. Give you my best play, which is what I posted as my at least play of the day today. And this is all going back to what I always say. My favorite line. The books don't watch the games. They don't watch them. They just take the data. They boop, 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 beep, boop, boop. And boom, it comes out. Great algorithm. Great algorithm. Phenomenal algorithm, because look at them. They kill us. You know what I'm saying? It's like the casino. Great. It's always in their favor. The book's always going to win at the end of the day. We know that. But what is our fantasy as degenerate gamblers? We watch the books, and we're going to keep trying until the end of time. And that's just what it is. If you don't want to do that, then I don't even know why you're watching this stream. But I'm going straight to Demarcus Robinson for the Rams tonight. His line is sitting at a low 27.5. And like I've said, he's covered this line in every game he's played but one this season. One. Every other game he's covered 27.5. It didn't matter if Puka, didn't matter if Cooper Kupp was playing, when they both was playing, when one of them was playing, it did not matter. It's obvious. I've been watching them a little bit. Stafford, he gets a lot of red zone targets. That's number one. I mean, I'm going to throw maybe a little think about it. If you just got some spare extra little couple change, the Demarcus Robinson anytime touchdown, because he's had 6 red zone targets already this season. Stafford looks for him in the red zone. He doesn't catch a lot of them, but he looks for them, and we just need him to catch. We need him to catch one, and he's sitting at probably a good plus money if you want to. I don't know what it is, but last game he went for 94. And back to game script, what we was talking about. If Tyreek's in, I'm sorry, back to lost my train of thought here.
All good.
Help me, Kev. Oh no, sorry. Like I said, he had 94 last game, and I assume Miami defense is gonna be more concerned, and they're good in the pass defense too. They're fourth in pass defense. They only allow 183 yards a game, and I'm assuming a lot of their attention is going to be on who? Puka and Kupp, right? Why not? And that just opens it up for DeMarcus. Like, I think it's that simple. I think it's really that simple. He's covered it in all games but one. Special attention is going to be on Kupp and Puka, especially if they both playing. He's going to get the slack. He's going to get the bums. He's going to get that loose coverage, and he can get 27 yards. So that's my best play today from this game. What you got? What you like?
I feel like it. Like I said, it's a weird game, but in all honesty, Miami, they have a pretty good pass defense. But I feel like Matt Stafford has the opportunity to move this ball through the air. I know how many carries that Kyren Williams is getting every single game. He gets a whole lot. They don't really use Blake Corum that much. He gets a lot. Regardless of whether Tyreek is in the game, depending on whether it's going back and forth, yada, yada. I know it's high. And I see that Cooper Kupp and Puka's lines are basically identical at 66 and 67.5 respectively. But I think Cooper's still his guy. I think he is. And it's tough. And I know this because we saw Puka come back with half a knee and they decided everything was going to him. But then last week, Puka had a catch for 11 yards, and Cooper had 14 targets, over 100 yards catching.
Puka got ejected.
Huh?
Puka got ejected.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That's my fault. But it went right back to Cooper, and he had over 100 yards, 11 catches. I feel that Miami
got that because Puka was rejected.
I hear you, but I still believe in a healthy Cooper Kupp getting 66 yards because I believe in Matt Stafford being able to move this ball through the air. I think that I'm not so sure about his straight line there, but it's at 250 and a half. I like the 225. I think that he gets there. I think that Miami does a decent enough job with Kyron Williams up front, and I think that Cooper's still his guy. But I know that you just mentioned the fact that Puka is that he was out, but I still think he can get there. What do you say?
He's pissed. I'm going Puka yards.
You're going Puka? If that's the case, you might as well just go with Matt Stafford at 250 because I think that he's moving that ball through the air. Hold on. I'm gonna need you to go to individual really quickly. I gotta let my sister in.
All right.
It's raining and stuff.
No problem. I'll just 250 and a half for Stafford. Let me see though. Let me see. 250, Stone for 250. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 50% of the time this season. I do think Miami, and then I think he could still move the ball on this Miami team. 250 is high though. 250 is high. Yeah, I'm not doing Matt Stafford 250. 254. Wait. No, it's at 250 and a half. No.
I'm back.
Nah.
What, you don't like the 250 and a half?
Nah, it's too high.
It's too high for you?
It's too high. I'd rather go with a receiver. Well, I mean, if that's what you like, I mean, if that's your pick, that's your pick. But it's a little too risky for me.
That's too risky.
It's too high. It's too if it was 229, 237, I might rock with you on that. 250. I mean, it's 250 for a reason.
Yeah.
For a reason. I don't think it would be that high if they didn't think Stafford was going to move the ball tonight, which is why I'm loving the receiver props. Because even if he doesn't get to 250, I mean, he's only 3 people getting the ball. Kobe Parkinson has been gone the whole season, besides the first game.
Yeah.
And it's only going to Puka, Coop, and Demarcus Robinson. That's it. And some maybe a little Kyron, off the, maybe a little. And he's even in his receiving games this year has been inconsistent compared to last year. He has games where he doesn't even clip 5 receiving yards, a couple of them. So
yeah,
I love more of the receivers, but if you tell me, if you tell me Matt Stafford right now over 250 and a half, I'm writing it down.
Watch him. I'm telling you, he's gonna get exactly 252. 252.
I'm writing it down. It's about to scroll across the bottom of the goddamn screen. You locked it in. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, whatever happens is on you now.
That's so crazy.
Okay, last
wow. Devon A-Chain's receiving line is insane.
Huh?
His receiving line is insane.
Ain't it still at 27? No, it's 40. It's 40 and a half.
It's at 42 and a half. Because his receptions is at 5 and a half.
Yeah, you know why? Because he's going to fucking have 100 yards receiving probably tonight. I mean, that's just what it is. All right, well, I'm going to go. So my next one, I love so much out of this game, but I'm going to go to my man Jonnu. I'm going to Jonnu. I don't care what y'all say. I know I don't, and the best part about this one is I don't care who plays. Who plays tonight? With Tyreek or um
Waddle.
yeah, Tyreek or Waddle. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up some stats here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't really care who plays. Last 4 games, he's eclipsed over 5, 4, 7, and 5 receptions. Okay, if Tyreek doesn't play, or whatever this ghost Waddle trick they playing is, if one of them doesn't play, that makes this even better. But if they don't play, I'm still if he doesn't play, one of them, I mean, if both of them do play, I'm still not worried because I've been watching this Miami team a little bit closely. I listened to some beat reporters, and they have specific plays. Like for Jonnu, coming off like the wide receiver, like off a wide receiver back screen. Like they'll fake the halfback screen and Jonnu will pop out on the other side and they'll reverse it and go the other way. Like they ran that like 3 times last game. They actually have plays for them. And it's back to the same kind of ideology that I had with the Rams and how they're going to play Cooper Kupp and Puka. Miami is going to focus, you know what I'm saying? They're going to focus on Reek and the Rams going to focus on Reek and Waddle. So, like I said, I think this is going to be a game where those like role players really kind of make the difference. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Jonnu and Demarcus Robinson both had like 50 plus yards tonight, just because there's going to be so much game planning and focus on you have 2 wide receiver duos that's really, really good. You know what I'm saying? And most of your game, like I said, those role players like Jonnu and the Demarcus Robinson. So I'm loving Jonnu Smith over 3.5 receptions. Give me it. Put it in the bank. You can. But you know what I'm saying. I'm going Jonnu 3.5 receptions. Put it in. Put it in. Pause that. But put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to like it. I don't like your fucking Matt Stafford shit either, but I wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write this bullshit down too. Don't worry.
Huh?
I'm gonna write this bullshit down too. Don't worry. If I do it for you, I'm gonna do it for myself.
Quite frankly, you already know how I feel about this game.
Yeah, I know.
It's just, yeah. They expect points, but yeah. I really wish I would love it for them to put some props up for some wide receivers for Miami, because I would take whoever it is. I know that you love Jonnu. I would take Tyreek's line. I would take Waddle's line. Depending on who is in, I think that the ball can be moved through the air on this Rams defense. I think that it can. But like you look at what happened just last week. What was it? Smith and Jigma had like 180 receiving yards. Like he went nuts. So I lean more towards the wide receivers. It's just that we don't have any wide receiver props right now. And you know, Devon Achane gets involved in the passing game. 42.5 is something that he could definitely get to. 5.5 receptions. I'm not betting anything on that. That's at plus money at plus 100 right now. But to get to 4 or 5 receptions, absolutely. I'm not touching 5.5. That's insane. I just want a Waddle or a Hill prop so that could be taken. Because I know that you can move the ball through the air, and this team just got rid of Tre'Davious White. I know he wasn't the Tre'Davious White that he was with Buffalo, but that's just more cornerback depth that they don't have at their disposal on their side. They're susceptible through the air, but I just don't believe in John. I can't put money on that. I can't. Now, not to say that it's impossible, because it's not. It's not impossible, but I don't like it. So
I love it.
I know you do. But that's why I'm also not very heavy on this game, even with the high point total, because there are so many different ways that it can go. But I know that you love a lot from it. So instead of me trying to eke out another part, I'm just going to pass it right on back to you. Let you share what you love, because
I'm going to go a little sneaky. I was going to give out some chalk. Well, who the fuck is here for chalk, right? Y'all don't want no fucking chalk, right? Y'all want some money, right?
I mean, wouldn't the chalk?
Yeah, no,
Sometimes.
some chalk. But I basically said the chalk. I like the passing in this game. Like I like Cup, I like Pook, I like Devon Achane receiving yards. I could have gave that out. I like Waddle. I like Hill. Like I really do. Like I just think they can move the ball on each other tonight, and I think it's just gonna be one of those games where they just look like they all in sync. Like boom, we having good drives both ways, and even if they don't result in touchdowns, I'm thinking they're gonna be able to at least get down to the red zone every time, which means yards, coming from either the run or the pass. And then the Rams rush defense is only 24th. They're allowing 135 rushing yards a game. I'm going to Raheem Mostert. I listened to some like I said, I love reading what the coaches say in the post game conferences, and one of the coaches said that, whenever they want to get things going, Raheem Mostert, now he has fumble issues. We know that, but Raheem Mostert's the guy who gets it going, like gets it started. Once he starts playing good, like Miami, it look like Miami be starting to play good, basically is what he's saying. And he's been getting at least, his snap percentage went down last game, but before that, like he's averaging 12. He had 10, 9, 11, 19, and 6. Like he's getting it. I expect him to get at least hopefully 9 to 10 touches tonight. You know what I mean? And his line's only at 28.5. Like, if you're getting possible 10 touches, 10 carries against a 24th ranked Russian defensive team, you allowing 100, I think 135 yards a game, say they get the average. Devon Achane, yeah, I mean, he gonna probably have to go for like 80 more. Like I just think Raheem Mostert 28. I'm taking Raheem Mostert 28 yards. He's covered this in every game but 2 this season for him playing. He only played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games so far. He's covered 3 out of 5. Had 56 last game, 19 the game before that, 50 and 80 the game before that. So I'm taking Raheem Mostert 28.5 over rushing yards. I just think it makes sense. I don't think it's going to take too long to get there. And we both know Raheem Mostert is one of those guys who you don't see him really get him. If he can break, we're going to break it. But that could be 1 or 2 runs for him if he's having a good night. So
okay. I can tell you that I personally have not bet on Raheem Mostert in probably 2 or 3 years, mainly because every single time that I pick him up, whether it was FanDuel, whether it was for fantasy,
I was there with you watching them games, and we was like, there you go, fantasy Mostert, of course. But
like, oh, he started out with a 20-yard run, and his ACL's gone. Okay, cool. No, I don't want to speak no ill on anybody's ACLs or anything. So I'm going to continue to keep you healthy, Raheem, and I'm going to keep you off my tickets. So this is me looking out for you. Yeah. I want,
send a motherfucker a gift basket or something for keeping you healthy.
Yeah, because I will. You have my word that I will not put your life in danger or the health of any of your ligaments or bones. I won't. So I'm
punk ass motherfucker. No, let me.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy.
All right.
Who do you think wins this game?
Man, that's a good question. I have a feeling Miami is.
Wow. Okay.
But I am secretly kind of hoping the Rams do. I like the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care who wins. I think it's gonna be a good game no matter what. But I think Miami might wild out tonight. So I just got a little feeling about that.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is our Monday Night Football portion. I will be sure to post these plays of what we like here. My camera just get
A little out of focus.
yeah, you see that?
It's a little bit.
I don't know. Fuck no, baby.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. I'll make sure to post these picks that we went over here today on the page, and also I will put together a few, maybe like two parlays for this game tonight. They already made. Me and Kev talked a little bit before this, but we just wanted to talk through it a little more. So I'll be sure to post those for you guys right after this is done. If you don't know, X account is right here. Follow us at spotlight_716. We're gonna move on to NBA and maybe some college basketball from Mr. College Basketball himself. Great. Okay, Kev, I'm gonna let you spark us off with what you got. What you
All right. I'm assuming you're more prepared on the NBA side.
yes, I have some NBA.
Okay. Because I'm more into my college basketball bag right now. The NBA is just full of a bunch of disappointments. Even though last night the picks that I had from the NBA were the ones that were perfectly fine, and then it was other nonsense that yeah. So, but yeah, with how there were some games that I like tonight. There's a lot of games on the slate for college basketball, and some of them they just don't make too much sense to me. Like I'm looking at this Tulane game. It's Alcorn State at Tulane, and Tulane. Okay, now I see that it just moved, but when I had my action earlier on my tickets, it was -20.5 for Tulane, and it was at a -105. Now it's up to -115. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Alcorn State is horrible. Like they're really bad at basketball. They lost to an NAIA team in their last game. That I had to look them up. I was like, who the heck are the Xavier Gold Rush Golden Nuggets? That's a lot of name. That's a whole lot of name.
Who is that?
Exactly. Yeah. Who are these people? You know, like who are they? So I look and I'm like, they lost 56-62. I'm like, who is Xavier Louisiana? That doesn't exist. Well, it existed for them, and now they're 0-3, I believe. But Tulane is not bad. Let me pull this up really quickly. This game starts at 7:30 Eastern time. And the ESPN app is the absolute worst. So let me get this out of my face really quickly as I work through SofaScore. This is an unsponsored plug for SofaScore. It's a much better sports app. It's so much better. It's just
brought to you by Monster Energy Drink. Remember Family Guy when Gronk kept saying all the sponsors after everything he said?
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, Alcorn State. The first game this season, I know they played the Utah Utes team that wasn't bad. Like, I mean, Utah is usually a pretty formidable force in basketball and in football, obviously. They lost 100-59. Second game that they played, they stayed in Utah State. They lost 101-46. And then I mentioned that they lost to the Xavier Rush Gold Nuggets, 56-62.
Who is this horrible ass team?
Exactly. You got okay, and they're playing against Tulane. Now Tulane's nothing too crazy, but the first game they played, I think, an NAIA team as well, and they won 76-42, which is what you're supposed to do when you play one of those teams. No disrespect, but then I looked in. I believe that Louisiana and the team that beat Alcorn State, they are in the same division. So within those two games, the Xavier and the Louisiana Wildcats team, it was a game that went to overtime. One of them won by a couple points. I can't remember. It's inconsequential. But just know that Louisiana Wildcats, they lost to Tulane by 34 points. And Alcorn State, the team that Tulane plays tonight, lost to a team that Tulane played against that was competitive. They lost to that team, which is not great. So I think that 20.5 should absolutely happen. I think Alcorn State is smacked. So that's my first pick. I like that a lot. And I guess some people are kind of wisened up. They're like, wait a minute, this team is not good at basketball, which you should be if, if the line's going to be where it is. You should be decent. And they're not that, at least not yet. So Tulane minus 20.5, playing at home versus Alcorn State. I like it a lot.
Okay. I like it. I like it. If the, like it, I love it. I'm going to Sacramento here. I think one of the first games up coming on.
Back to the NBA.
Back to the NBA. Unless you want to go through your college, and I can just go right through my NBA just to keep it on track, and I get people confused.
We can do that.
Yeah. Why don't you finish? Do your college picks. I'm gonna listen, and I gotta post to the page, our page anyway. I'm posting the picks we just had for college for Monday Night Football. So if you're listening now, go to the page. I just posted the plays that we like that we discussed, and the parlay will be coming soon. I gotta make it all nice and pretty for you guys. All right, gotta make it nice and pretty. Okay, go ahead, Kev. Well, you get back to it.
So that first game, Tulane at home versus Alcorn State, minus 20.5 is currently sitting at a minus 115 for that to happen. I think that absolutely should happen. I don't know if there are any alts on that right now. There weren't any when I checked previously, and there still aren't any alts. So, but I still think that minus 20.5 is healthy enough. Next game I want to talk about is Yale at Purdue. That is an 8 p.m. game. And the over-under is currently sitting at 144.5, and it's minus 110. I don't know why it's that low, and it's kind of scaring me a bit because Yale has allowed some pretty fast-paced games in their first to start, and it was the same way last year. Even when they got into their conference play, a lot of those games were very fast-paced games, and Purdue they played at a decent pace as well. So Purdue's first game, they played against Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. No, Texas. What is it? So Texas Corpus Christi. Let me check really quickly. But it was a pretty decent team, and it was a 90-73 outcome. And that team really doesn't play too high pace of games. So for that to be as high as it was, sitting at a 163 overall points, I was like, okay, interesting. So we kind of see how Purdue's going to play a little bit more this year. Their second game was a little bit different. They played a Northern Kentucky team, and it was 72-50. So maybe some people saw that, and they were like, there's only 122 points scored total. But I looked at that NKU team, and their other game of the season was a very low-scoring game, too. So they kind of slowed down Purdue's pace, but Purdue was still able to put up 72 points. When you look over to the Yale side, Yale in their first two games, they played Quinnipiac. It was 88-62 in that first game, 150 point total. The second game, they played the UIC Flames, and it was 91-79. A lot of points, and I'm pretty sure that Purdue's a little bit higher powered than this UIC Flames team. So if that game had a total of 170, I think that getting to 145 total points shouldn't be a problem at all. So that's what it's sitting at right now, and it's sitting at a minus 110. I really like that over in that Yale and Purdue game that starts at 8. And my last pick, if we're just going 3-3 for right now, let me pull this up because I'm moving tabs all over the place.
All right, before you do that, can I get you? What was your first pick again? What was give me the game?
First pick is Tulane minus 20.5. That's a minus 115.
Minus 20. I'm going to have this scrolling at the bottom of the screen for you guys, so you know what we're talking about here. In case you just joining in, welcome to the Loxs Gambling Podcast. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way for us, and eventually it'll go a long way for you. Give us a comment too. Let us know what you're thinking. But we into the college basketball portion right now, and NBA portion. Kev just gave out 2 picks, and before he goes into this last one, I am going to put his picks right here at the bottom of the screen. We got Tulane minus 20.5, correct?
Yep, Tulane minus 20.5.
Okay, and the second one was
And the second one is the Yale and Purdue over of 144.5.
All right. I'll put that at the bottom, Kev. You can keep rolling, my brother.
Okay. And the last one I'm going to give out, I was confused about this line, and it hasn't moved all day. It's the Western Michigan at Butler game. The over-under sitting at 149.5. I don't know why it's that high. I don't understand that at all. I was doing a deep dive into the stats of the first two games, trying to figure out, is there something that I'm missing here? Is there somebody that's supposed to be coming back from injury? Was there people that were missing? Nothing like that pops up. That is a 7:00 game. Let me just pull that up really quickly once I get to where I'm looking. Yep, we got Western Michigan and Butler. So in Western Michigan's first two games, they played a Coastal Carolina team that kind of plays like a rough and tumble kind of slog type of game. They like to kind of just take their time. So in both of their matchups, it was a couple point difference. And when Western Michigan played them, it was 56-60. That's a total of 116. In their second game, they played, I'm assuming, an NAIA Division II, one of those schools. It was 86-46. So Western Michigan put up 86 points, but they only allowed 46 points. So that team could have been really bad. And if that team was that bad, you see a triple-digit number in those games. So, and then going over to the Butler side, in their first game, they played Missouri State, which typically plays like a kind of moderate type of pace, nothing that's off the charts. And that was a 72-65 game at home. So that's a total of 137. Second game, they lost to Austin P 68-66. It's a total of 134. So it's seeming like neither of those teams are kind of just right out the gates getting shots up super fast. So I'm very confused as to why that line is 149.5. I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm definitely taking the under on it.
You said it's 149.5?
149.5, and I really like the under in that game.
All right. Okay.
And those are my three picks. I'm going to toss in a little bonus one that I like a lot. You got CSU Bakersfield versus CSU Bakersfield at home versus North Dakota State at 9:30. They're favored to win that game by -2.5. It's currently sitting at -105. I like taking the money line. Just the way that these. What do you say?
Money line on who?
Money line on Bakersfield. It's -134. So
CSU Bakersfield.
Yeah, CSU Bakersfield.
We betting on CSU's Bakersfield.
We follow it all. We follow where the advantage is, and if there's something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I'm gonna take advantage of it. But yeah, the CSU Bakersfield team, they came out of the gate not too bad, playing some decent basketball. They lost to California on the road by 13 points, and it's not like California was blowing. Like they shot basically identical field goal percentages. They had the exact same number of rebounds, and they had 6 more turnovers in this Cal team, and they only lost this game by 16 points, or by 13 points, sorry. And Cal is obviously a huge school. You would expect them to kind of handle their business a little bit more against a Bakersfield team or one of these California State teams. And North Dakota State on the other side of that matchup, they just recently lost to Illinois State at home by 9 points, and Illinois State really isn't anything that's too crazy. They play a moderate pace, and they're not. If you're unfamiliar with them, that makes sense. They're not a powerhouse of basketball. They're going on the road versus this Bakersfield team that started out the season pretty decently, as well as they can. Obviously, if they would have won that California game, it's a different thing. But I think that they win this game pretty easily, and just taking the money line, being safe, the -134 really isn't that bad at all of odds.
Okay. All right. Everybody, thank you. That was Kevin's portion of the college basketball, Mr. College Basketball himself. I definitely will be putting all those picks in a parlay or playing them single. Up to you, up to what your pockets feel like, up to what kind of bettor you are. We will not tell you what type of bettor to be. All you need to do is be a bettor in the first place. That's the only thing we ask of you. I just want to take a second. Thank you, everybody that's listening. I see we got quite a few people in here, 35. Let's get that up to 50 if we can. Let's get it up to 50, please. If you don't know, tell your friends, retweet it, repost it. All of our picks are always free. We do this for you guys. We want to beat the books together. It's not about we're not selfish over here. We like to share, and like I said, all of this for free. We're not asking for no money with these, things, like all these stuff I see people doing. Everybody a handicapper nowadays. When I'm looking on Twitter, everybody got a WAP or Discord, $199 a month for stuff we can do ourselves. Like, and if you don't know how, I mean, me and Kevin will gladly tell you what we're looking at. If you ever want to know the tools we use or the resources we use, we're more than happy to tell you. Send us a message, and I'll tell you what I use for my picks, and you can look at our page and see our results. We don't gotta, we make good money for you guys, and I hope you guys are following us and riding with us. We're on the road to make $1 million, and we all want to make $1 billion, not just me and Kev, but everybody watching. I'm gonna go into the NBA for a second here, give you guys a few picks that I like tonight. I said right before Kev went into the college basketball, I was going to the Sacramento Kings game. They are facing the Spurs. We're going to Domantas Sabonis, and I'm looking at his assist line here. Really, because he's been way better, more involved lately. He hasn't capped it in the last game. It's sitting at 6.5 right now. I'm still actually going to take the over on this. For the last 2 games, he had 13, 7, and 10. He has a great track record versus San Antonio. Last year, when he played them twice, he had 9 and 11. Using props.cash. That is my wife. Coming to the door all out. He's projected for 7.31 assists here on props.cash. I think Sabonis has a big game. He always plays good against the Spurs team, so I just think he's going to be heavily involved in everything that he does. But if you wanted me to pick a line that I'm most confident in, it will be his assist line sitting at 6.5. I think he has one of those 9, 10 plus triple. I think he has a triple double game tonight. So along that comes assists. I think he's going to have a little trouble. Wemby makes trouble for all big men down in the paint, no matter what. Because just his size alone, he's a shot blocker, and I think it's just going to be a little tougher for Domantas to score tonight. I'm not saying he's not going to go off or anything. I just think, if anything, he's going to be more of a facilitator against the Spurs team than not anything else. So I like him for 6.5 assists. I want to go to the Cleveland game where they are facing the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to Darius Garland. I'm going to Darius Garland versus Chicago. His line's sitting at 6.5 cents right here. Versus Chicago, going back all the way back to 2021. He's covered this line 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 6 times. He's had 6 assists his last 2 games. But before that, he had 9, 8, and 10. Once again, I'm looking at projections here on props.cash. So shout out to props.cash. You put up great data, but he's projected for 7.51 assists tonight, and he's playing big minutes. It's going to be probably a close game. I don't see any blowout potential here. Averaging 32 minutes on the season so far. So I'm loving him to be, like I said, the other facilitator tonight. I also like Donovan Mitchell points. I didn't go that route, but I'm more confident in the Darius Garland aspect. And I was going to give you guys the chalk play of the day, which I seen, which is James Harden's rebounds. Yeah, I love it. I agree with you. The data says take it, but I'm staying away from the chalk. I've learned that sometimes when something's too popular, that's where the books get their money. And I'm not trying to get the books no money tonight. I've learned that finding those little sneaky ones that no one really thinking about is really the way to go. So I'm going to stay away from James. Not saying it's not a bad play, James Harden rebounds over, but I'm going to go to Kevin, your favorite use the type of plays. The revenge. Revenge game, kinda, a little bit, but it's DeMar DeRozan. Like I said, they're playing the Spurs. DeMar's been on a tear. I don't know if you've seen his stats, but he's been on a scoring tear. I mean, he had 34 last game, 13 the game before that against the Clippers. I think something happened in that game. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. He might have just not had a good game. But 27, 26, 33, 27 the game before that. He's just been on an absolute tear with this team. I think he's finally found his place. I think he fits well with them. He is a primary scorer on that team, even over Fox. He's projected for 26.5 points, which is already close to 3 over his line, which is at 23.5. And I think like I said, got a little edge playing against his former team here. And I think it's just a no-brainer. Why? If it's not broke, don't fix it. That's what I guess said. You know what I mean? If it's not broke, don't fix it. So yeah, those are my 3 NBA plays for tonight. I'll be sure to, like I said, I'm putting together a little NBA parlay, pure Lizzie for you guys. I'll be sure to post that on the page as well. I also will post Kevin's college basketball picks as well. So check that out right here. Kev, you got anything else for the people? Anything?
Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, I think I shared half of no, I didn't. I shared more than half of this parlay that I have. That's basically a 6-leg parlay that is just the house odds. There are
Can
two.
you send that to me now?
Huh?
Can you send that to me now?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I have to.
It's more of a lotto. It's a plus 62.37. But I still feel that I wouldn't put them on there if I didn't think that it would happen.
You hear that?
Huh?
Hear that? I'm asking the people. You hear that?
Yeah, I don't really put things on where I'm like, oh, this is something that could happen in a perfect. It's just like, no, I feel like based off of what I've been looking at and based off of the trends of the numbers and the matchups and who's away, who's home, I'm like, this should happen.
Kev, fuck all that. Explain. Are you guys gonna tail? Are you gonna tail? Because no, I'm saying, because when it hit, I don't want to hear. Oh man, I didn't know, or I didn't. He's telling you right now. Are you gonna tail? If you're not gonna tail, then what's it for? What's it for? Tail. I'm tailing. I don't give a fuck what y'all do. I'm tailing. Kev, I'm telling you, baby. I believe you. Send me that parlay right now, and I will post it. I'm posting it for y'all too, so I'm not being selfish.
Okay.
It's on the page.
I got
Kev,
you.
Send me the parlay. If you don't see it, that means Kev ain't send me the parlay. So then y'all.
That's crazy. There's nothing. There's nothing else that could have happened.
And his Twitter name is right. It's right there. Yeah. So tag him and yell at him if you don't see no college basketball parlay posted on the page.
But then you see that I hit and I retired to the offshores of Iceland.
There you go.
I would be upset. It's like, okay, you told us something and you didn't share it, but now you're retired. So that's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, that's not what the fuck we doing over here. So I will post that. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Loxs Gambling Podcast. We always enjoy you. Thank you for the listeners. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Please follow the Twitter page, follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram. I'm trying to be everywhere for you guys to get you guys the plays that we pick. Please give us your feedback. Please interact with us. We love to hear from you. We want to know if you hit. We want to know if we suck. We want to know if we're great. We want to know everything. We're not biased over here. We're just trying to make $1 like the rest of everybody out here. And we just feel like we just wanted to provide a platform for all of us to get together and just try and find a way to beat the books. I keep saying that, but that's our motto. We just want to beat the books together. Everyone. If we all beat the books, then we all rich. I think it's really just that simple. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. We will see you Wednesday for maybe Wednesday. Me and Kev got to work out a time because probably be earlier in the day on Wednesday. So probably around noonish, noon or 1. If we can get it noonish for our Spaces event, and then we'll be back to pod with you guys on Friday talking about week 11 NFL football, Sunday football. Until then, I'm your boy HOK. It's my man KP. We out. See you next time. Holla at your boy. Dang.
Take it easy, folks.
You are now watching the Loxs Gambling Podcast. Let's play, baby.